Hello there, and welcome back to the channel. You know, last week I had an opportunity to go back to Eastern Washington. I had some business there. And along the way, as you can see, the conditions were just amazing. Now, I came back with an image that prompted this video because I found that when I started to process this image, there were so many things that I could either do with or do without.
Okay, guys, welcome back to the studio. This is the image in question. This is what the video is about today. What I want to do, a tiny bit of backstory. This was a Pano, 6 images, shot in the Palouse, about 10 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, something like that. It has been processed a bit. I started processing this. I have not finished it, but when I was processing it and I started looking at it, I'm like, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I could either do with or without. So I figured that might be a good way to make a video for you guys and just kind of start a discussion about what should be in, okay? So what we're going to do, we'll zoom in here. What we're going to do is we're just going to go kind of left to right. So this here, that is not something that I would normally keep in, but I'm not going to take it out because I think it has to do with story. I think, you know, when I look at this image, the first thing that strikes me is that this guy looks like a bad guy or something, or a good guy. He could be a good guy or a bad guy, but say we're in like the 1870s and this is the prairie, you know, and you got a prairie a family that's trying to cross the prairie, you know, and here comes this bad guy in, oh, you know, and their mom and the kid are going over the hill, and the dad's like, I'll protect you, and you know, so you have all this drama happening here, and that's cool, that's good, that's a story. That's why we like these kinds of things. I love this kind of stuff when you can kind of see, it's like seeing bunnies in the clouds, you know, or whatever you see in the clouds. So this story means that this stuff can't go. It has to stay there. And, you know, I don't mind if you get drawn over here by this because there's not much going on over here. So everything tends to go on over here. Let's keep it, okay? Next thing. These are a couple obvious things, and I'm just going to do them real quick. This will be a fix layer. All I did here was duplicate the layer, name it fix. I'm going to use my clone stamp. Wait, now before I do that, let's do this because I want to make sure you guys can see this. There it is. ProMouse, yay! Hello ProMouse, turn ProMouse on. Turn ProMouse on. There we go. Okay, now you can see, good. So I'm not going to be real neat about this. I just want to show you what I'm doing, and we're not going to sit here and have a video on how to do this because you guys know this is like watching paint dry. I do want to get rid of this stuff here. I do think that needs to be taken out quickly because it does draw the eye a tremendous amount. So this is not going to be anything that's even great. It's just going to be, let's get it done. It's done. If you wanted to kind of smooth this over, go down to like 40% opacity, pick it up from here and just kind of do that maybe. No. Anyway, we're not going to mess with that. I would spend obviously more time on that, but all I want to do is just get it done. So we're back here. Let's go back to 100% opacity, bring it in here, bring it down, boom. Okay, just to get rid of this, because we don't need it. It's distracting, so I'm going to get rid of it as quickly as I can so you guys don't get bored and leave. Don't get bored and leave, stay around. Join the party. Oh, all right, there we go. So, okay, so that's done. That looks good. I like that. That's much better. All right, next thing we've got is shadows. Now see, I love this. See how this tree is caught? I mean, the sun, the tree, the shadows. It's a beautiful thing. It's great. Love the fence. Love the fact that the shadows are kind of going down into the thing here. And I love this little bit of sun here. What I don't think I like is I don't think I like this. And I believe this is the shadow of this tree here. because you can tell there's the hands, you know. So I think I want to get rid of that. So I think what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and just make a merge visible layer, and I'm going to name it fixed shadow. Now I wouldn't normally do this, but just for the sake of being able to show you before and after, I'm just doing a merge visible layer, and I'll work each thing on a merge visible layer, if that makes sense. Back to the clone stamp. All right, here we go. Going to bring this up a bit. Going to bring it down from here. Once again, I'm not going to be very careful, just going to get it done. Right there, boom, 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 boom. Okay, that's done. Now, so, I like that. I think that's good. I'm gonna come back in here and just shorten this up, or shore this up right here. Just, boom. Okay, that's better. Okay, I like it. I like it. Before, after, before, after. I don't know. Something weird about this. Something that maybe you could argue the fact that you have this and this kind of mimics that in a way, that shape, you know, but I don't know. That's why I'm doing this video, because I'd like to know. I'd like to know, what do you guys think in this? Shadow, no shadow? You know, reply down in the comments. Shadow, no shadow. I'm going to go no shadow right now, because I think that it's a no shadow thing. I don't know. I'm going to live with it. These changes have to be lived with. Make the change, come back, you know, 8 hours, next day, whatever. Look at it. Does it make sense? Does it still make sense? We don't need this shadow. To me, I think that it might be a distraction. So I wouldn't really be opposed to just leaving it out, just like that. I think that kind of cleans things up. But then it bothers me without it. Like I said, you guys tell me what you think. Okay, next thing, this right here. Now, if you look at this image right here, you can see there in the ground, there's ground fog. Now, this is in the Palouse. I don't see ground fog very often in the Palouse, and I've been there several times. This was a special morning where this beautiful ground fog was just laying everywhere. Now, this image, I actually captured some of that ground fog. And at first I was like, neat, that's great, this ground fog, you know, but when you take a look at it from out, it looks like a mistake. It looks like that I had done a darkening of the sky, but just didn't get all the way down to the horizon. See, that's a problem, I think. As much as I think that it's cool that it's this ground fog, I don't think that that's clear enough that it is ground fog. And you could put in the story, or you could put in the description something about ground fog, and that would explain it. But it also wouldn't necessarily explain it to the person that didn't have that explanation. They'd be just like, that looks like you messed up. So I think what we'll do is another layer there. We're going to go fix fog. And I'm going to do something special here. I'm going to go, instead of normal, I'm going to go darken. And what this does is this, if you guys aren't aware of this, this is kind of a good tip for halos. When we get halos around rocks and stuff from over sharpening, those little white edges, this looks a lot like a halo. It's a white edge along a horizon here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go into darken, and I don't know the reason for this, but all I know is that this lighter area, when I start to clone it, watch what it does. Let's bring this down to be smaller, okay? So watch what it does here. You get real close to it here, and then all of a sudden, boop, it's gone. And it doesn't go in to anything that's darker. Anything that's lighter gets out. Anything that's darker stays in. That's awesome for removing halos. So I hope that's a good tip for you if you didn't know that. It's going to get a little weird down here, so we're going to probably have to do a tiny bit more, because as you'll see, as you'll watch, for some reason here, it doesn't pick it all the way up. It doesn't do it all the way. I don't know exactly why. It doesn't do it here either. So all we're going to do there is come in here and sample from here. Make this a bit smaller. Sample from here. Have that taken care of there. You know, I'm not really going to get too upset over the fact that I'm not going to get all this because, I mean, okay, let's do it this way. I can't use this layer because it's darkened, so let's go ahead and make another one. Fix fog to, and this will be in normal mode. All right, up here will be in normal mode, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to back off on the opacity, bring it down to about 30%, so we're not killing it here.
Okay, future self here. For those of you that are keeping score, that went to 3% instead of 30% like I thought it did. Now, obviously I am paying more attention to making the video than actually what I'm doing. And as you can see, I can't really figure out why the clone stamp won't take out the fog. Well, sorry about that. As you can see, I bailed on it, so.
The fog, I don't miss it. I don't miss it a bit. Yeah, I don't miss it a bit. So, I mean, if it was laying in here or something, maybe, but I don't miss it a bit. Okay, so there's a couple more things that I would look at, but I think I have an easy fix. Hang out. I think there's an easy fix for a couple of these. One of my problems is there's blue sky here, I think. I'm not sure, but this is blue, which I don't really want that to be blue. I really want that to be more of this color because the blue, if it's blue in the sky, it's kind of making this line here, not the contrast is almost gone in this line, so you can't really tell that line is there. Normally I would go in here and make this gray so that it brings out this edge better. But also, I would also get rid of the tires. Maybe. If this didn't have so much of a story and it was just the Palouse, you know, I'd leave the tractor tires in because that's a working field. It would show it's a working field. But I think when you look at this crop, this is called an anamorphic crop. It's kind of how our movies are these days. It's a special crop. It's very wide. If you want to see more of me doing this crop, I kind of discovered this crop a couple months back, and I did a Montana video. I'll put a link to it down below, and almost every image in that is this anamorphic crop. So I've been really wanting to do these kinds of crops and these kinds of images, but I don't know that this is necessary because if you're looking at story, and is this area right here, is this giving us any more of the story? No, it's not. You know, if the cavalry was coming over the hill on horses or something, maybe that, you know, if we had trees that looked like the cavalry coming in, maybe. But it's not. It's not really adding to the story. So I think we could probably just get rid of all of this, bring it down to more of a crop like this. I will do that. I will do that back in Lightroom. So what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to go File, and I'm going to push Save. Now this should kick it back into Lightroom for me. And that way we don't have to go through and do all these things. We're just going to crop it and get rid of it, and that's fine. So as soon as that is done, we should end up with, there's the image, nice and clean. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it this way. Let's go ahead and just come into a crop. I wanted to get rid of that. Thank you. All right, it's unlocked. I don't really think, I mean, how much of this can I get rid of before it becomes lessened? I mean, you could be really obvious with this and make this guy right on the thirds. I don't tend to put things directly on the thirds unless, you know, I don't know. Let's see. I mean, that's not bad. It's always going to work on the thirds, that's for sure. I'm going to look at my image up here. I always look up here when I'm cropping because I can get a much better sense of balance and what needs to crop. Like while I'm looking at this, I can see that this part of the image down here doesn't necessarily need to be here. So I could actually just come in a little bit here, bring it up. I don't want to lose this here because I love this here and I want to keep that. But I think that we can come up, and I didn't want to turn this into a cropping video, but up, and then I want to bring it out just a little bit there. So you still have this this area here. It is going to kind of draw your eye, but I'm okay with that. So I think that's nice. I think that works. It seems balanced. Everything kind of ends up right here, which is nice. I don't miss any of this stuff. It just didn't need to be there. It really didn't. I think that everything we've done here has made the story more clear, has made our eye go to the place where the story is. There's plenty of story back here. There's nothing back here. And there's, you know, we're out in the middle of a field. We're out in the middle of nowhere, and bad guy's getting the good guy, you know. So it's a nice stage for all this to happen on, I think. That's why I think this image is kind of special, because not only is this stuff happening, but it's happening on such a nice stage. Anyway, please like and subscribe if you haven't. If you want to support the channel more, look down below for a link that to buy me a coffee. That helps put gas in the tank so that I can get to my next place to explore. All right, guys, that's it. I hope this has been a help. We'll see you next time. All right, take care, guys. Bye.
Oh, no. Okay, hopefully that's ground. Nope, not yet. Oh. Wow.